this wasn't how it was supposed to turn out. I'm stuck here in Southern California, and you're dead. I miss you.
Hi, you're Maggie, right? Our new neighbor?
Yes.
Hi, I'm April from a few doors down. I was out for my meditation walk and, oh, do you meditate?
No.
Oh, well, I find it helps cleanse the soul. I highly recommend it to everyone. Anyway, that's not why I'm here. The ladies and I would like to invite you to join us for our luncheon this Saturday at Laguna Cafe.
A luncheon?
Yes, we get together 3-4 times a year. We call it the Neighborhood Ladies' Lunch.
My husband died 3 weeks ago, just soon after we moved here.
So sorry.
It was sudden. It was an aneurysm. I'm still dealing with it.
Of course.
I just got back from upstate New York after his funeral.
Oh, is that where you're from, upstate New York?
Yes, I was a city manager there. And Paul, well, he was a clinical psychologist.
City manager is very impressive. You know, I've never lived anywhere except SoCal, but you know what they say, bloom where you're planted. Oh, you know, I'm a vegetarian consultant if you'd like your diet cleansed.
My diet is fine.
What about the luncheon?
I'm sorry, it's just too soon.
Of course, I understand. Well, thank you for the chat. Oh, by the way, I brought you this flyer. It's from the Wellness Club. They've got a mineral toxicity screening, and there's a lecture on opioid addiction. And then the wellness walk.
Thank you. April, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, okay. Bye.
You know you can't sleep in that position.
Oh, Paul! Oh, thank you for coming again tonight. I really need you.
Hang in there, Mag. You got through the funeral.
But you don't understand, Paul. I can't make it here in Southern California. I know that you want to come back to your roots, but these are not my roots. These cookie-cutter people. A hippie who wants to cleanse my diet. Paul, I want to go home.
The girls will be better off on their own.
Yes, I know. That's what we said. But these people, there's this huge mega church outside our entry. That rock music is blaring. Everybody seems to go there.
Oh, not the lifelong atheist, I bet.
You're damn right I won't go there.
Oh, you're a hard one to manage, Mag.
I manage other people. That's what I do.
People can manage themselves with a little help. Now, that's what I used to do.
Paul, please don't go. Don't leave me in this crazy place.
Good night, Maggikins. I love you more than ice cream.
Hospital. Doctor. April O'Connor. Misdirected.
I am so sorry to hear about your loss. April told me. Oh, and you so new here all by yourself. Oh, just let me put this down. Thank you, honey. I know you're going to like it. It's a family recipe. My name is Sallyann from down the street. My husband's name is Eddie.
And I take it you're Saints fan.
Oh, yes, we are. We're from New Orleans. Used to sell real estate there. We had a brokerage. Oh, and I'm so sorry that we didn't have a chance to meet your husband. We thought you were single, or a widow, divorced.
I am widowed.
Oh, yes, you are now. Well, there are people here who will help you through it. Our church is right around the corner.
Yes, I've heard the music.
Oh, Pastor Bill. Oh, and he's known nationwide. Well, have you read his book?
No. Oh, hi, Pumpkin. Okay, hold the line. I have to see someone out.
Oh, okay, we're just 3 doors down.
Thank you for the casserole. Hi, Pumpkin. How are you? And have you been following my advice? Good. Well, you know, I'm about as well as can be expected. People just come in, going. I wish they'd leave me alone. Yeah, and someone even bought a casserole. You think I should taste it? Well, okay, hold on. Jambalaya. It's delicious. Pumpkin, you're right. You're just like your father. Look for the best. That's what he would always say.
Hi, Maggie. Eddie and I would like you to come to church with us.
Dressed like this?
Of course. Come as you are. It'll do you good.
I don't think so.
Well, you don't know if you don't try.
Maybe today's not a good day, Sallyann.
No, today is not a good day. I've been an atheist since I was 7 years old. I plan to remain one.
Maggie, hi.
Hi, I just wanted to bring this. It was delivered to me by mistake.
Oh, well, thank you. Come on in. Please sit down. Please. Thank you for bringing this. I'm very glad you came by today. I feel like we still needed to talk because, well, I didn't feel like I reached you yesterday. You seem unhappy.
Well, I just lost my husband.
Well, I know, but it seems like something beyond that. I feel an aura of...
An aura, please.
I was going to say an aura of discontent. Tell me I'm wrong, Maggie.
Well, no, you're not wrong. But it was Paul's idea to come here, not mine.
Well, then why don't you create a new path for yourself? Go back to New York or try something new. But while you're searching, share your journey.
Share. Why? April, you're an intelligent woman. What have you got in common with all of these women? It's just because they're your neighbors? Sallyann, a Southern evangelical. You don't share her views. Well, why are you planning a luncheon with her?
Well, why not? Here, let me show you something. There's one face missing when we took this picture. Doris.
Oh.
Doris had a stroke and died. You bought her house, Maggie. These are real people, not stereotypes. This is Penny. Penny had a heart attack. She doesn't like to use her hearing aids, so we have to say everything to her twice, but we don't mind. Ling. She lived through the Cultural Revolution in China.
Really?
Can you imagine?
Oh.
And Roberta. Her husband has Alzheimer's. She may not be able to take care of him for much longer.
Does everybody know everybody's business here?
What's wrong with you? Yes. Sometimes when you're hurting, you just need a friend. And if that's what you call knowing everybody's business, well, I'm sorry you won't be joining us at the luncheon.
I just wanted to tell you that Sallyann felt real bad at church today. She did not mean to offend you, given your loss and all. She cut these flowers to cheer you up.
Well, to tell you the truth, Eddie, what would cheer me up is if Sallyann left me alone.
Well, that's just the thing. I have been trying to get her to stop. Sallyann is driving everyone nuts trying to solve everyone else's problems. She just can't get her head wrapped around the fact that Bobby's gone. So don't you feel special? She can't talk about it, but can't tell anyone.
Bobby?
Our son Bobby, Don't you tell her I told you this, but he died from an overdose.
I'm really sorry.
Yes, and so are we. You see, we're from Louisiana, and nothing like this has ever happened in any of our families. Bobby was a good person. Maybe he used those painkillers to help with his back problems. We just don't know. But when Bobby's wife left him, things got real bad. Bobby changed. He lost his job.
Drugs.
We didn't even know where Bobby was living when he died. We got a call from some office in Shreveport. No funeral.
Well, you could do a memorial service.
No, Sallyann and her family, they just don't do that sort of thing.
When Eddie told me to leave you alone, why, I thought you didn't like me, Maggie.
No, Sallyann. As a matter of fact, I loved your jambalaya and the flowers. I just needed someone to come to this lecture with me.
Well, what's it all about?
Some orientation thing. Maybe you can even help me with it.
Well, let's go inside then.
Okay.
I feel like going to this.
Our speaker today was a sociology professor with a loving wife and 2 young children when opioid addiction began to destroy his life.
Please, Sallyann, stay and listen.
When my doctor prescribed pain pills after my surgery, I didn't know what I was getting into. Soon, I was telling lies to get more pills. I was going to different doctors. I took money from my family's savings, and I was feeling horrible about it. I started to miss my classes, and when I couldn't get prescriptions, I started buying street drugs. And at first, I didn't know how to do that, but I found out.
I don't know what to do, Paul. Sell this place, move across country, and find a new place to live? It's just too much.
But you've made a friend here. You helped that woman, Sallyann.
I did what I had to do, but she's not my friend. We're just too different.
Can't you be different and still be friends?
Well, ladies, look who's here. This is our new neighbor, Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. So good to see you, honey.
Room for one more?
Oh, please, sit down and join us.
So, does this mean you're not going back to New York City?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, you're here now, honey, and that's what counts.
Exactly. Ladies, I have found a quotation about friendship that I think fits our group perfectly. May I read it to you?
Oh, please, let's hear it.
Friendship begins when one woman says to another, "What? You too? I thought it was just me."
Oh, I love it. Yeah, great.
Very nice. Wonderful.
Roll.
Rolling.
Okay, slate her up. Move the slate in, please. In? Yes, and move it up. Move it up a little bit more. Oh, that looks good. Okay, very good.
Take 7.
Okay. Oh, that's great. We have roll.
Take 7.
No, we have music in the background.
Cell phone. There's a cell phone.
Okay, turn off the iPhone. I'm clear at any time. Okay.
That was annoying.
Okay, we're still rolling. Ready? Ready? Action.
Oh, yes, you are.
What you've been watching are scenes from a movie that's been written and shot and will be edited and all of that right here in Laguna Woods Village. And we're having a lot of fun doing it. We have wonderful facilities here, and the best way to learn filmmaking, I think, is by doing it. I taught filmmaking for 26 years at Biola University, and I found out the students didn't want to learn about filmmaking in the classroom. They wanted to learn with a camera in their hand. And we have the opportunities here to do that. And by the way, there are a lot of different functions involved in filmmaking, all the way from screenwriting to performance to camera operation, things like makeup and audio and editing and on it goes, even providing food for the crew. So if you are interested in any aspect of that, we invite you to get involved. We have plenty of opportunities. And we have wonderful facilities here provided by GRF. This is the video control room, and let me show you some more of our facilities here. This is our equipment storage area. We're about as well equipped as most smaller television studios. Over here we have a makeup area, and entering the studio we have a neutral background on this side. We're installing some new lighting. And on this side we have our green screen area. Two of the most important people in making a movie, of course, are the writer and, of course, the director.
John, I think they're ready for us.
Okay. So what now?
Well, John, why don't you start by describing how the script was selected?
Okay, we solicit scripts from the writers in the village that they think would make good 10, 15-minute pieces. And then we put a committee together from members of the video club, the Video One group, and we discuss the scripts. Are they shootable? Do we have the resources to do them? Can we pull it off? And then once we've done that, we choose one that we think works under the two larger criteria of A, being relevant to the village, and B, being shootable given the resources that we possess. Well, Lucy wrote the script, so what was your inspiration?
Well, I've lived in the village here for about 12 years, and in a unit, there are 8 units in a complex, and one of my neighbors has done a Christmas luncheon for the ladies ever since then, and it's been a wonderful tradition, and it's really the only way that I know my neighbors as well as I do. And so that was my inspiration, but I wanted to have some conflict in it, so I thought, what if a woman was invited to a luncheon and didn't want to come? And so as it evolved, if there's a message to the script, it's even if we have our differences, we need each other in community. So that's kind of my story. John, how about you? How did you select the cast for the script?
And we have a lot of acting talent in the community, so we reached out through the Globe and also through the clubs, directly to the clubs, and asked people to come and try out for parts. And then we were happy with who we had. Lewis is a great example. He had a very interesting part, and I'll let him talk about it.
Hello there. I'm Lewis Marcus. I'm part of the group from the old pros. I had the opportunity of appearing in this movie. I come back from the dead, which is rather unusual. One doesn't usually get a chance to do something like that. But my character did actually come back from the dead. I would like to say, though, that one of the wonderful advantages of being on stage or doing a movie is the opportunity to bond with your fellow cast members. even though you know them casually, when you work together, you're putting a lot of time with them and you get to know them. So I encourage everybody to try the hand. It's fun. You'll enjoy it.
The person responsible for all casting decisions is the casting director, and we had great help with Sheila Bialka.
Hello, I'm Sheila Bialka, and I did the casting on this film. And it's interesting because I've been involved heavily in theatre since I was a child, and this is totally different to casting for theatre. One thing you must remember, if you're going to be in a film, it's a hectic schedule, and you've got to be able to fit in with their schedule. We have a lot of fun, it takes up a lot of time, it's a lot of stop and go, but it's great, great fun, and we'd like everybody to apply because we're always looking for new actors. So please try and come and enjoy. Thank you.
So once you've picked a script and once you've selected a cast, the very next important thing is to find someone that can pull it together, and that's the producer. That was Lucy. Thank you.
Well, I took that job partly to learn, and I learned a lot, but partly because the writer has no role in the production, and I did want to have a role. I worked hard to make sure that we had good communication and that our scheduling was clear to everyone. We were involved. The producer makes sure all the parts are operating together like a machine. I got help with locations. We had 2 location shots in Manners and 1 in a clubhouse, which we used the old pros meeting. They cooperated with us. We had to do 1 external shoot in a restaurant, the Laguna Cafe. They were wonderful. They cooperated. Another thing that is really important is the food. We had 1 all-day shoot, and Jules was our caterer.
Hi, I'm Jules Allen. I was part of the craft table team. Craft table, that's sort of a euphemism for the mess hall. And you know that old famous saying that a film crew travels on its stomach? Well, boy, this really does. We go through a lot of food. My contribution was a salad niçoise and a homemade bread. But the real star of the show was the author, Lucy Parker, who made a jambalaya that I still taste. It was really awesome. I loved being part of this crew. I was like a fly on the wall, watching all these creative Laguna Woods inmates doing their really terrific stuff. It is a really interesting group of people here. They're so creative. Come on down and join us.
Well, in any dramatic video, a very key job is that of the director, which was John. Tell us about being the director here.
Well, the first job a director has is to make sure that the actors know their lines, and we brought them in here to the video 1 space and did 3 table reads with them, just to make sure that they knew their lines and, more importantly, what I was trying to get out of them emotionally. So one of the key jobs the director does is handling the chaos of the set. Setting cameras in the right position, setting lights in the right position, setting audio in the right position. And then really the biggest thing the director does, the most important thing, is to make sure that you get a performance from your actors that, in essence, is what the writer was trying to say. Because if your actor gets tired or your actor doesn't follow the script, then you don't have a show. You can have the best camera person in the world, the best lighting person, the best audio person, but without a good acting performance, you've got nothing. Spend all your time with the actors, making sure that they are delivering the lines as written. Not just physically, but emotionally. Another thing, of course, the director does is choose the framing, which is what's in the picture and what's out of the picture. So when you go to a movie, always remember that every single thing that's in that frame that you see on the screen is because the director said to the camera person or said to some other person on the crew, I want that in the shot. It's not there by mistake. I mean, sometimes it's there by mistake, but it's usually a real mistake. But the truth is that every single thing inside the frame on the screen is chosen by the director for a purpose. Blocking which is another thing the director does, blocking is the physical act of walking the actors through where they start. You start in position A, you go to position B, you deliver a line halfway through or at the start of the move or the end of the move. And what blocking does is it allows the rest of the crew to check their assignments. Oh, is the actor walking out of camera? You know, is the actor walking away from a microphone? It enables the technical side of the job to get done correctly and also informs the actors of what's expected for them. We are not using film or TV actors, we're using stage actors who are used to starting a production at 8 p.m. and going non-stop until it's done at 9:30. But the way we work in the film and TV business, we're stopping them every 10 seconds and saying, no, cut, do it again, come on, do it again. And this gets confusing to them. So you need to block out a scene. The biggest thing I learned from this time around is to really trust your crew. You know, you work with people and you have to trust them. If you say to them, please go and do this as a second unit. Now a second unit is working independently of me other than I've given them general directions about what I want from shots. But they were outside in a separate location while I was inside working with the actors. And so I had to trust them. I knew they would bring me back something. So you have to give up control because you trust the people you're working with. Well, the protagonist, the key person in this script, was the character of Maggie, played by Sarah Moscoe. And she moves to the village, loses her husband very quickly to an unexpected medical condition, and then starts to believe she's made a big mistake by moving to the West Coast because she's really an East Coast person. Now we chose Sarah Moscoe to play this part, and during the course of our rehearsing we found out this was in fact exactly what happened to her. And so we had a key actress, our protagonist, who had lived through this very same situation that was written about. And that was very interesting for us, and our job as a crew and as a director and as a producer and everybody else that was involved was to somehow, respectfully, tap into this experience of hers, which she was able to bring to the screen. And you could see her from day to day get stronger and stronger. Okay, let's hear from Sarah.
Hello, I'm Sarah Moscoe. I had the pleasure of playing Maggie in this film, and filming was an entirely different experience for me, having acted on the stage where you say your lines and you go through your actions, and in video it's stop, start, start, stop, go again, but it was a wonderful experience. I'm a member of the old pros, and this was a great thing for me to do.
On any film or video shoot, there's a lot of people involved. Everybody brings their certain talents to the show. On our set, one of the most important people is the lighting guy, and that was Paul.
Hi, my name is Paul Cacciatarian, and my jobs on this film were, I was a grip, moving the lights around to the proper area where they needed to be. It was fun working with everyone. I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. And I would encourage you to come to the Video 1 Club. We're over here in Clubhouse 2, and we meet the second Friday of the month. Come to our meetings and learn about all the different things about the cameras, about the lighting, about all the different things that go into a shoot. And I really enjoyed working on this film.
We were lucky this time during this production because we had a newcomer in our group, in the Video 1 group, Jack Crawbach. And Jack has had a lot of actual real-world production experience, so we made him director of photography. Jack?
Hi, I'm Jack Crawbach, director of photography on this film. What did I learn on this film? Well, generally I'm a run and gun documentarian type of film director or film director of photography. And what I learned on this was really more about blocking. When you're working with scripted films, you learn more about blocking and continuity. Very important to realize that, you know, this is part of a bigger script. It's not run and gun, you're getting this shot or anything else, but, you know, that's what I really learned.
Well, another indispensable person on the shoot was a script supervisor. That might be an unfamiliar term, but she is really essential, and that was Gila.
Hi, I'm Gila Sallyann, and on this particular set, I was the script supervisor. Now, a script supervisor is the one that kind of follows the script and makes sure that the actors all get their lines straight and that things are done exactly the way, and we don't miss anything, we don't miss a line. Oh, wait a minute. But also I was the clapper. What's a clapper? A clapper, that's a person that sort of takes that thing and goes shh, so that everybody knows what scene you're doing and who's in the scene. Oh, but wait, also I was continuity. Continuity is the person that makes sure that if there's a coffee cup on the table in the first take, that coffee is on the table in the second take too, that kind of thing. But I have to tell you, it was unbelievable learning something totally new that I'd never done before. And no matter how much time it may take to make the movie, it goes very fast. It's great fun. Everybody loves each other. It's an experience. What an experience. Try it sometime.
Well, as another way of learning, I took on the editing of this, the writer sticking her nose in. That's a long process. It's post-production. It's a third of the job, really. What you start out is with all your footage, your clips, put them in order, do a rough cut, make sure you have everything you need. I've met repeatedly with John, three long sessions as we move the pieces, to put the pieces together. But that's just the beginning. Then we have to colorize it, make sure that the colors match, balance the sound. Bill Hemberger has been recruited to do music. We're going to add music, and of course we need titles at the beginning and end. And all of that goes into our final product. Well, one of the things I learned as producer was what a team effort this really is. Even if a job is small, every job is important. They have to be done right. They have to be done at the right time. And that's how the machine works.
Yes, there are a lot of functions.
Oh, there are people who do makeup.
We need videographers.
There are people who do the writing.
We need organizers.
Of course, there are people who do food service.
We need lighting staff.
People work on the tech staff.
We want people who enjoy working with other people on a project.
And you get to meet new friends.